Man, Lions rookie cornerback Terrion Arnold says he's under a lot of pressure this season being with the Detroit Lions. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance. Get notifications to go live or drop video. So yeah, he said he's under a lot of pressure because the Lions basically is contending for a ring, and he's been thrust into a position where he's going for a contender, and that's what happens when you usually get drafted late in the first round of the draft. You go to teams that's fighting for spots, they fighting for titles, they fighting for division championships and all of that. And he says there's a lot of pressure coming to the Lions because they trying to get a ring. And at the end of the day, as a first round pick, there's always going to be certain expectations, but I don't really feel like he got a bunch of expectations, to be honest. There's some, but you got to remember, they got people ahead of him and around him. So it ain't like if he don't succeed right away, it's a failure. I mean, you got to remember, they got Amick Robertson, they got Carlton Davis, they got the other corner that started for us in the NFC Championship game. His name seems to escape me. They also got Ennis Rackstraw, Brian Branch that can come down and play some nickel. So they got a bunch of guys, for the Detroit Lions that can, step in until he's ready to, perform. They got a bunch of guys that can step in until he's ready to perform. So it ain't like it's do or die. I mean, remember, Darius Slay didn't start right away for the Lions. It took some time for Darius Slay to get his feet wet. So, really, he can end up being like a stimulus package for him and Rackstraw. If it just clicked by the middle or the end of the year and they starting to play better, that should help. Now, if he play good from the beginning, they let him take his lumps and stuff, then we can take that too. But it's not like it's do or die for him. In his mind, it might be. But they got a couple veterans ahead that could be possibly ahead of you that can ease your transition into as a corner. You know what I'm saying? That can ease you right then and there. So that's the interesting thing about it. Real interesting thing about it, that now, he's in a position where really, even if you don't really show up right away or take some time to show up, they got other guys there that can hold it down and be pretty good and be formidable. We've seen a lot of times in situations where, remember the Washington Commanders, whatever they want to be called now, they was the Redskins. They drafted RG3 and then they drafted Kirk Cousins late. They end up benefiting from Kirk Cousins being a quarterback. Remember that. They end up benefiting from Kirk Cousins being the quarterback. The RG3 got hurt. He played some solid football, got paid in several different destinations after that. So, like I continue to say, man, this is very, very interesting. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. But, he says there's a lot of pressure on him and stuff, and I feel him. But they roster so, they done a great job of, tearing the roster down to bad apples, drafting well, finding good guys, even in the middle of the season, that the roster can, you don't have to come in and integrate right away and be that guy. You can ease your way into it. And that's how when you draft well, you sign the right free agents, don't sign a high price, but sign the right fits. So his transition into corner, shouldn't be fairly that hard. He got a bunch of veteran support. He got a new cornerback coach, Deshae Townsend. So I don't know what was the problem with Dre Bly. Maybe he wasn't the guy for the job, but yeah. So yeah, I think he in a good position here. He in a good position. It's not do or die. Damn, it's a hell of a pop right here. Glad I seen it. It's not do or die. So So all that pressure that he got, you know, maybe it come from his, you know, kind of his personality and his confidence. Usually with a lot of people that got high confidence, they usually thrive under high pressure situations. So that might be it for him. He may be, you know, amping himself up to thrive under high pressure situations or whatever. So but in my humble opinion, man, I think that you know, I mean, it ain't that much pressure on him, to be honest. It ain't like he was the 5th pick or the 1st pick, or, you know, even Jeff Okudah, you know, he was under some pressure. I think Jeff Okudah was under more pressure than he will ever be in Detroit, really. Or at least as a rookie, I think Jeff Okudah was under more pressure. And I say that from this standpoint with Jeff is because, I say this standpoint for Jeff because Jeff was a third pick, and they took Jeff over the quarterback, you know, Justin Herbert. And you usually don't take a corner that high, so Jeff started behind the 8 ball. You know, so Jeff, and he got getting injured, and then people say when they drafted him, who did he guard in the Big Ten? When he said Cephas was the best receiver he drafted and all that, and I believe he got reinstated too for the gambling thing. So, I mean, you know, but the thing about Jeff Okudah, the difference between him and a guy like Eric Ebron, he didn't fight with the fans. For real. You know, Jeff Okudah, you know, Ebron went back and forth with the fans and engaged with the fans, and he made it worse. And that's what I always tell people, man. One thing I found out about life is if you don't fuel the fire with oxygen, it can't be a fire. So when somebody want to be angry and they want to talk shit about you, just remove yourself. There's no point of arguing and going back and forth about something and paying the dozens with somebody that you don't even know. Just remove yourself from the situation. And guess what? They're gonna be the only fool sitting there arguing and talking. So it really ain't no point of addressing certain stuff. But for Terrion, I don't really think he's under the amount of pressure that other guys have been coming here. You know, as long as he don't worry about going back and forth with the fans and feeding into the hype and just do his job, he's got a great support system around him. Even if he is or isn't ready year one, you know, it won't make or break the Lions. You know what I'm saying? They got so much versatility. Sometimes some injuries come in, then, you know, one injury can mess up everything. So, but they got some good depth. They got some good depth behind that corner, man. So, hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. You know, like I said, hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere. I appreciate the love and support. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Peace.